I'm so happy that you are listening to this voice tape. See, I have developed many voice tapes, or many voice MP3s rather. This one is very short and very dynamic in nature. I'm going to speak about 6 important attributes or concepts or traits, whatever you call. If you take any book, if you take any kind of articles, you will come to understand that people always speak about these things repeatedly. I want to take this repeated stackings and I would like to give you 6 attributes that are required for success. Point number 1 is purpose. What is the purpose that you have designed for your life? There is something that you are born for, specifically something that you have been made, you have been created in this universe. Have you identified that cause? Have you identified that purpose? That's the first thing. If you are going for a job, and if the job is not interesting you, and once you get into the job at 9 o'clock in the morning, and if you are waiting for the lunchtime to come, and once you get back to the office at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if you are waiting for 5 o'clock to come, and if you are waiting for the weekend to come, then that's not your purpose. The office in which you are working, that job is not your purpose. Purpose is something that if you work on it, people have to come and remind you that you are supposed to take your food. It's eating time. You get involved in that in such a way that you need people to come and tell you that it is lunchtime or dinner time or breakfast time. I have always been in this regard. When I work back home preparing voice materials like this and presentations for my training sessions, it takes my mom to come and remind me that it's time for me to eat. Only then I will come to understand that, okay, fine, so we have come to this time and we have been involved. And during that point of time, I used to get a satisfaction and level of fulfillment that I'm involved in this profession so much. So that's something. It's called as purpose. I want each and everyone who is listening to this voice to have such a purpose. And if you haven't identified that purpose, try to identify that. If you automatically identify what you are actually good at, your purpose will be visible in front of you. So I want you to be very, very careful in terms of identifying purpose, because sometimes people land in a wrong way. The first real key for success is have a purpose. Identify the purpose. Catch hold of the purpose. The multinational corporations, the business units that you see around you, are those people who have identified their purposes, and that's why they have started their business. And they have employed so many people into their companies because of achieving their purpose. Okay, the ironic fact is that there are people who are working in those offices and businesses trying to fulfill the other man's purpose. But I want you to work for your dream. Right? That's the first thing. So we can call this as 6 attributes, 6 P's of success. And the first one is purpose. Second one is passion. Say it louder. Passion. It's a strong word, passion. How many of you are getting up early in the morning with a passion that you need to do something? See, we have been speaking about the previous one called as purpose. If a person has a purpose, the person will get up early in the morning thinking about the purpose, and that's called as passion. Waiting for the sun to come up and can't wait to go out there to the world and do something that I like. That kind of a passion. And passion is something to do with your body language also. It has got something to do with your thinking. It has got something to do with your action. It has got something to do with your feelings and thought process. When you have passion, you show the dynamic leader to the others. And with that passion, if you are able to work towards your purpose, I think you are on the right track. So many times we end up in a kind of a rock bottom level where we are not able to get up because of some turmoils, emotional turmoils, financial turmoils, and relationship turmoils and other stuff. Passion is the only thing that will take you out of this rut. Because when you push yourself beyond the limit, and when you really stick your neck out and you try to solve the problem, forcing yourself to the problem, and beginning with a lion heart, I think that's called as passion. So, get up early in the morning, have that one holy hour. If you are waking up at 6 o'clock, consider waking up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So from 5 to 6, you can have that as a holy hour. Read inspirational books, listen to good voice tapes. And rather, you can refer to your own old library, the past library, and see what have you done so far in your life. So that will really boost you up. It's called as passion. And that 1 hour in the morning will set a wonderful tone for you. And you will really have a great way of doing your work. Just imagine this lethal combination of your purpose and passion. Wow. Then your life is a wonderful journey. Right? The third one is planning. Okay, now you have a purpose. Yes, you have become a passionate person. But what's the plan? What plan do you have? If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. What is the plan that you have? Put things on paper. If you have something as purpose in the mind, put that purpose into paper and write the same thing for 10 days. The 11th day, you will have purpose more meaningful. You attend any goal-setting workshop and you attend any leadership conventional conferences. People will always say that you have to put your goals on paper. And you take from Anthony Robbins to Brian Tracy, from Stephen Covey to Dale Carnegie, all these big gurus, motivational gurus, keep saying that you have to put your goals on paper. Planning is putting things into paper. Writing down. Dr. Napoleon Hill says this as definiteness of purpose. He says that we need to have purpose. Definiteness of purpose comes only when you plan. That's what Dr. Hill says. So put your plans, friends. If you don't have a piece of paper in which what you are going to do next year, what you are going to do next month, if you don't have such a paper, then you don't have a blueprint for your life. Come on, if you have a blueprint for the next 6 years, I think you are in the top 1% of the world of dynamic leaders. If you are having a good blueprint for what you are going to do for next year, you are into top 20% of the dynamic leaders. But my question is, what is actually preventing you from writing things on paper? Why aren't we doing that? I see in India most business people have this wonderful habit of having 2 years, 3 years, 5 years plans. Now get into this modern education institutions, schools and colleges, and deemed universities. They got this lesson plan concept. And I think that's really wonderful. Staff members who are really dedicated in their profession, they will love the concept of preparing lesson plans. What am I going to teach to these students for the next 2.5 months, or for the next trimester, or for the next semester? If you want me to speak as an academician, I would say the concept is a wonderful concept. And if you want me to speak as a professional, an MBA graduate who has finished a business management course, I would say many Indian companies are putting things into paper. They have got the blueprint of what they are going to do the next couple of years. Every financial year ending, and all the 4 quarters of business year, people have plans. That's why we have more product companies in India becoming very successful in recent times. India has got more companies which are recession proof. You know that. Not America, not Australia, not Russia, not China even. India has more companies which are recession proof. The companies which have been started after 2003 and 2004, the companies which have spent just a decade of service, they are all very much recession proof. Because those people have understood the importance of planning. What plan you have for your life, because your life is an incorporation. As Robin Sharma says, life incorporation. Your life is a big business, right? So what plan you have for your business? That's the third thing. Purpose, passion, planning. Fourth one is people. Right, good, supportive people. People who are really like-minded. Now that you have a purpose, you have a passion to pursue the purpose, and you've got a plan to pursue the purpose, and you got to have good people to support you. See, in most of the Indian families, some people become very, very less productive because of the family members. How many times you have seen an Indian mom talking to her son or daughter? You don't want to be what you want to have. You don't want to become what you would like to plan. Become like your dad. That's enough. Become a person who could earn 25,000 per month. That's quite sufficient. Become a person who will start going to job in the age of 22, getting married at 26, becoming a father at 27, and build a home for the small nuclear family in the age of 29 and get settled. Is this life? And have you ever seen such families speaking like that? I hear voices. Some of you are saying that, sir, that's happening in even my family. I pity you. Come out of that. Good people. I'm not asking you to abandon your family, but be smart. Be conscientious. Get out of the family. Be with the family. Glue with the family. Do all the things for the family, but come out and think for yourself. Is this what I'm thinking about? Is this what I have got graduated for? Think about that. You need to have people. And one great man said that you have to choose your life partner very carefully, because 99% of your life success will depend on that. So, you got to give consideration to that too. But these days, youngsters are really smart. They are really smart, at least in this scenario of choosing a smart life partner. Okay? So, when you speak about this fourth attribute people, that's also one among them. Having good people around you. Good partners. Good like-minded people. And if you're having a business to be started, good investors. Not FDIs, foreign direct investment, but just good investors who are really believing in your traits and your professional chronicles, and they develop a kind of trust on you, and they mutually get the victory. People. You don't have the choice of choosing good relationships, but you have a very good choice of choosing good friends. Friendship is the only relationship in which we are left with choices. We can't choose our mom and dad, we can't choose our relatives, but we can choose good friends. Birds of a feather flock together, they say. So if you got like-minded people, you can flock with them, you can fly with them, and you can have this wonderful wavelength frequency and matching. In corporate houses, teams fail. Why? Wavelength mismatch. Of course, if you speak about soft skills, teamwork is a very big ingredient that has to be taught to many people. But in major corporate houses, the biggest diseased area is the team dynamism and teamwork of the corporate houses. Why? Because people don't have proper like-mindedness. They don't understand each other. The value system of the people, I mean, if you're an MBA or if you're a management-oriented person, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Values, people values, the values of the people are completely different to each other. And that's why the teamwork is very much no-wise and very much futile. Sometimes it's a major failure. So the fourth ingredient you got to be very careful, and the fourth requirement for good success in life is people. So far we have seen 4 P's. Number 1, purpose. Number 2, passion. Number 3, planning. And number 4, people. Number 5 is my favorite. Persistence. Persistence. Doesn't matter how many times you fall down, it only matters how many times you get up. This statement has been profound for me personally, right from my school days. Someone said this and I heard that, I read that, I listened to that, and it got seeped into my subconscious mind so hard that I always adopt this. I apply this. Whenever I have troublesome situations, I say this statement to myself so hard, like an incantation, or like an affirmation rather. And I feel good whenever I say this. I immediately feel that I've come across it. Persistence, trying it again, keeping on, trying it again, forcing yourself, pushing yourself, refusing to lose, refusing to give up, refusing to miss out, and refusing to go back home. Think about your life, how many times you have been using this persistence. Tell me about a particular thing which you tried first time, you got failed, you tried second time, you got failed, you tried third time, you got failed. And now it's the 15th time or 20th time, you are still trying. Can you tell me one such thing in your life? If you're able to tell one thing like that, in my book you are a legend. If you're saying that Manikandan, I have got plenty of things like that, I keep on trying all those things like a warrior, then you are more like an almighty in my book. Because you're the man, you're the real man. Something inside you keeps on saying that you still can do it, and that's why you are trying that again and again. That's persistence. That's really persistence. So persistence is trying again, no matter what the others say. Trying what? Trying again. Trying what? Fill up the blank. Dash. Your purpose. We saw the first ingredient, right? Your purpose. Trying to achieve the purpose. Keeping on trying to achieve the purpose. Alright? So that's persistence. If you are 25 years old, rewind your life and genuinely see how many times you have been using all these 5 concepts that we have seen so far. Having a good purpose, having passion to accomplish the purpose, having a plan for accomplishing the purpose, having good people around you, smart people, identifying the smart people for accomplishing the purpose, and in case you have failed in accomplishing the purpose, having the persistence to try it again. Do you have these 5 things in your life? I had it. That's why I'm speaking about that to you. Because before I preach you or teach you something, I should have practiced that on the first hand, right? So I have done that. How about you, my dear friends? Look into your life. And you've got these tools. Try. Persist. Show the persistence. So that's the 5th ingredient. 6th and final. Very divine. Some of you might disagree with me in this. Prayer. The 6th ingredient is prayer. We live a life of uncontrollable situations sometimes. During those times, whoever you are, you be in Hercules, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, whoever you are, there are some areas in which you don't have control. And there are some areas in which you have to work hard and leave it to God. And in Kabir Das poetry, Kabir Das says, "Kabhi kabhi upar wale pe chodne padta," which means sometimes in life, some of the situations should be left to God. So, prayer is the 6th one. I'm not a pastor, or I'm not a person who is religiously acclaimed and prosperously spiritual to speak about this 6th ingredient, but belief in God is what I'm saying. Prayer. The 6th P is prayer. Because all the other 5 will be possible, only the 6th one is good. Pray every day, every single point of time. And you have your own style of praying. Some people say that when I pray, I get instantaneous solution for my problem. And that solution is what I call as God. I heard plenty of Christians saying this to me. and it is quite admirable. I really admire that. So I had this problem at the age of 21. I prayed God so hard and God gave me the solution. And that solution is what Jesus Christ to me. And that solution is what Allah to me. That solution is what Ishwar to me. Plenty of people say this and I've heard that. And I used to have goosebumps while I hear that. So prayer is the last ingredient, my friends. So wake up tomorrow morning after you have listened to this tape. Take a piece of paper and write these 6 things. Purpose, passion to complete the purpose, plan for completing the purpose, good people to assist towards the purpose, persistence in case if we fail to accomplish the purpose, and prayer to have a backbone support for all these things. Live on these terms, my dear friends. Life is going to be a wonderful journey. And honestly speaking, while I am recording this voice, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm not as dynamic as I used to be while recording voice material. I used to shout, raise my voice. This is like having a very informal conversation with a friend. And now it's been 21 minutes since you have been listening, 22 minutes to be very exact. And these 22 minutes you have been listening to me. And I feel very good that you have listened to this. Okay, fine. So hours and hours of recordings have been done and voice materials were prepared. But don't know why these 6 things, why I'm recording these 6 things, that gives me a great adventurous feeling that I have done something very much stupendous and fulfilled. And I want you to get the same fulfillment. So please think about and identify the purpose. If you identify the purpose and if you really discover that you are doing something that is not at all connected with the purpose, please stop what you are doing. I would rather advise, put these things into action. Always keep on reminding about these things into action. And you are definitely going to become much, much better than you used to be. And if you change, your generation changes. And therefore you can make your life a better one. And make the world a better place to live. So, have this tape with you. And during troublesome times, I would definitely suggest you to listen to this again and again. And since this is so profound to me, I would definitely suggest you to use these attributes in the next project that you are going to undertake. You be a student, you be a professional, you be a businessman, whoever you are. I want you to use these 6 principles. So therefore, now I am going to give the label of this voice tape. The 6 principles of success. Principle of purpose, principle of passion, principle of planning, principle of good people, principle of persistence, and the habit of praying. This is Manikandan saying goodbye now. I rest my case here and I will come back with another voice tape. Thank you and live strong.